Hey, Tony Gaskins here, popping in. Y'all gotta forgive me, you can't see me too well. And to those of y'all who done caught on, yes, I ask you to forgive me for something at the beginning of every video almost. I'm riding to pick up my son. He was at a fight night, UFC, and not feeling too well because he was up late yesterday and he was eating a bunch of different types of food after eating clean all week. So he's been feeling off all day, and he got to play tomorrow. And we got to ride 4 hours, almost 4-5 hours to the game. But I want to touch on this right here because a lot of y'all been writing me, asking me about the new trophy wife. And this is something that I know a lot of women want. A lot of women want a man with money, want a man who is a provider, and even women who say that it's not all about the money and they don't want to be in the hypergamy lifestyle. It's kind of all what women say. It's very few women who will turn down a man with money. And what I've noticed from just being a man in this world and being a life coach and a relationship coach, when a man has money, he pretty much can get any woman he wants. It's very few women who will walk away from a man who has money. And it's a sad thing, it's unfortunate, but it just kind of goes to show you just the hierarchy and how just the power dynamics and the social constructs are set up for men who can provide to have the most options. But what you have to realize is, like those of you who are OGs on the channel, you've heard me say this before, but what a man buys, he owns. So if a man is older, if he is bigger, meaning in weight, if he is not too attractive, if he's not like super handsome, all these things play into this. If this is the case for a man, he will start to feel like, oh wow, these kids flying on that golf cart. Come around that corner like that, they almost flew off that golf cart right into my car. That's crazy. Young girl fell off the golf cart and got paralyzed, I think, before I was reading the story about that. And so with these men, is he knows. So the downside, the number one downside, the first downside of the hypergamy lifestyle is being property. A man will treat you like property on average. On average, not every single case. On average, he will treat you like property. He will see you as something he owns. That's the first thing. The second thing kind of goes hand in hand with that is a man will feel like you should not have a voice. So if you don't bring money to the relationship, he will feel like you shouldn't have an opinion. You should not have a say-so. And that's going to get old fast. The third downside of a hypergamous relationship is a man trapping you. What he does is he elevates you. So you got a big house, you got a fancy car, really nice car, and you got all of the convenience that money can buy. The children go to private school or the best daycare. You got the best purses, the best clothes. You do the best vacations, best outings. You have the best of everything. And once you taste those finer things, when you get to taste the finer life and you get to laugh and to smile, everything feels amazing. Now, if you have to cry a lot of days, then it's not gonna feel as good. But when you get to laugh and smile with those things, it's gonna feel amazing. And so therefore, you feel trapped, because now you don't want your children to have to leave the very nice school or daycare and go to the school or daycare that's in the hood, in the poor area, with worse teachers and worse appliances and supplies. And you don't want your children to go from wearing nice shoes, you know, Nikes, to having to wear Bobos. You don't want to downgrade your clothes from being able to shop at Louis Vuitton and Gucci to now having to shop at Charlotte Russe and Hot Topic and H&M. And so all of these things, you can get addicted to the lifestyle. And so that's another downside, is a man will trap you. The fourth downside is alienation. Your man may alienate you from your family and your friends. He separates you and he controls you. He gets all your time and all your attention, all your focus. And so you feel alienated from your friends and your family. And this is a very lonely lifestyle, because now it's just you and your rich walls. You got rich wallpaper or rich furniture and rich house, but it's just you and the lonely walls. If walls could talk. So you crying and you mirror on the wall, who's the prettiest of them all, and that's all you got. On the other side of that, you may feel alienated, because if you go to complain to your mom or your sister or your homegirl, your girlfriend, she may say, "Are you crazy? Everything you going through with your man, you're gonna go through with a broke man. So while you saying money don't buy happiness, poverty won't buy it either. So suck it up. Any man you get with, you're gonna get cheated on. You might get beat on. What are you saying to him? What are you doing to him? How are you provoking him? You got a good man. I know he's a good man because he bought me a Louis Vuitton for my birthday. He got me a car. So what are you doing to this man? Why are you being ungrateful? Why is nothing ever good enough for you? Why do you have to find the bad in the good all the time? Why do you always have to complain? Why are you always the victim? Why are you trying to turn something good into something bad? And so now you feel very alienated because he has even bought your friends and your family. And now you don't know how to break free from that, because the people you turn into, they're saying you the problem too. Another downside of the hypergamous lifestyle is the Jedi mind trick. You start to question yourself. You start to wonder, are you the problem? You start to wonder, are you unworthy? You start to wonder, are you as good of a woman as you think you are? Or are you a low-life gold digger like he said you are, you start to doubt yourself. Now back to the alienation part of things is your kids could be bought. If you have children, either with him or before him, but he is now their provider, he may treat you like property, but he may treat your daughter like a princess. Treat your son like a prince. So now you are treated like a pauper. So you treated like a pauper, your daughter a princess, your son a prince, and you are now the problem, because it is said that you turn the molehills into mountains. Another downside of the hypergamous lifestyle is you feel powerless. You feel powerless if you stay, and then you feel powerless if you go. Meaning, you really don't know if you leave, if you're going to get alimony, child support, if you'll lose custody, because you know money answereth all things. Money makes the world go round. So the same way you've seen celebrity millionaire men win full custody of their sons and daughters from a woman who did nothing to lose custody, you start to feel powerless because you know a judge can be bought. And you know that the best lawyers will determine who win the case. So you start to feel powerless. So that's just a handful of the downsides of this hypergamous lifestyle. And you may say, well, hey, well, a lot of that happened with a broke man too. And that may be true. But it's almost for sure gonna happen with a rich man. The reason why is because money changes men. It's not true that money don't change people. It just show you more of who they are. That's not true. When your circumstances, your situation change, that stimuli and those things, it changes you, because now you have a different reaction to something. You never knew who you were, because it's totally different living in a mansion and living in Section 8 in the projects. It's not, money does change you, because you didn't know who you were before that money, and before you could talk down to somebody and disrespect somebody because you got money. So you couldn't be that person when you was broke. And you didn't want to be that person. You never thought about being that person. You didn't feel like, but I see it all the time. I see men go from insecure and quiet and all of this to big man on campus when they get money. They never acted like that when they didn't have money. They ain't had the audacity to. They ain't had no money. So I want you to think about this, realize this. My son texted me, I'm coming to pick him up, but this is gonna be a 15-minute video. I don't know what he texted me about. Maybe to tell me to let him know when I get here. Or now if he might be done changed it, talking about he decided he gonna stay. No, you ain't. You finna come now. If I done come way over here, your butt coming now. You watch this at the house. Or you wanna watch it at the house, watch that fight at the house. You come home now, boy. So hey, think about this and get this in your spirit. And realize that this stuff ain't all it cracked up to be now. Access granted. One of the things about being in certain type of schools, certain type of friend groups, you had a code to your son friend gate when you got to come pick them up. So certain neighborhoods some of us from, we can't do that. We would not dare give somebody the access code. No, I ain't gonna get that. Give me a call. Give me a call when you get to the gate. Yeah, I'll let you in. But hey, it's Tony Gaskins. God bless you. We'll talk soon.